I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know like black kids like me, or just kids like me, was just so afraid of like looking a certain way or like, you know, being seen a certain way. And I think that, bro, if you know who you are, bro, you know what you believe in, you know what you love, can't nobody tell you anything. But like, you know what I'm saying, people can call me any type of stuff, like call me names, talk about how I dress. But the fact of the matter is, I do my own thing. I make my own moves. I create my vision, and people they gravitate towards it, and it shows because of what I believe in, my authenticity. So I feel like everybody can do that, and just having no fear. I feel like fear is like really just like the power of the devil that trying to like, you know, whisper in something that you can't do. So.
Welcome to Accepted Addictions with pDubs. Get ready to immerse yourself in a podcast that's open to people of all stripes and persuasions. Accepted Addictions is not just a podcast, it's a movement. We go over societal norms that are considered acceptable, but are often toxic to our growth, development, and even behavior. This is a platform where we explore the multifaceted identities within ourselves, recognizing that some versions have it all figured out, while others lean into that negativity. This is Accepted Addictions, where every version of you, every evolution of you, is not just embraced, but celebrated. So sit back, open your ears, grab a drink. You know I'll be sipping on my kombucha, and prepare for an engaging journey.
Why everything that's supposed to be bad make me feel so good? Everything they told me not to do is exactly what I would. Man, I tried to stop, man, I tried the best I could. What your addiction is? Accepted Addictions with pDubs.
Welcome back to another episode. We have here Tim Jules. I'm not gonna say too much because the man, the legend, is in the building. So let's give it up for Tim.
Yeah. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually good. I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We actually met in the funniest way. He just came to Arizona.
Yep.
And you really believed in yourself, and I fucked with it. You had an energy about yourself. You actually started singing.
Yeah, that's
so
real.
It was like, that's real confidence.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So today we're diving into a concept that really hits home. Expectations and how sometimes we try to hold on to things so tight as far as this idea of how things should be.
Yeah.
We want this control over people, over moments, even versions of ourselves that we think we need. And it's like the harder we try to grip onto it, the more we actually push these things away. So I wanted to bring you in and talk about this idea of holding on to things too tight, or the idea of holding on to things too tight and actually losing what you're trying to keep. Have you ever experienced that in your own life, whether it be relationships, music, or just within yourself? Have you ever had a moment where you had to let go of something, an idea, a person, a version of yourself, and it led to something better?
Yeah, for sure. That's happened a lot of times. So before I became a full-time artist, I was in college at a HBCU. I'm in Baltimore, and I was living in a half world where it was like I was half being in school, and the other half I was trying to work on my music and on my art. And I definitely had expectations of just, you know, being able to do both. And I'm like, oh, I know I can blow up as a college student, but it was like I needed to either go all the way or not do it at all in order to be the artist that I am now. So I definitely had to just get rid of, you know, the idea of I can just, you know, halfway do something, and I just went full force, and I just like had to put myself all the way in and really just take it all the way to the max. Yeah, definitely.
It's like there's a lot of pressure to kind of like control your path, right? Like even just having to decide which foot you want to go in. Like they say it's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? And you don't get anywhere if you're not fully in. So like, do you think as artists we tend to grip a little too hard onto our craft too tightly, expecting certain outcomes instead of just letting it flow creatively? Because sometimes you can do both, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a way that you can take your art way too seriously. That being by like you comparing yourself to somebody, or you feel like you're not doing enough. I feel like art just flows through just inspiration that you have, and not just off of like you just making something just to make it. It's like, if you have an idea that you genuinely believe in, I feel like you should execute it. But if it's an idea that you don't believe in truly, or you think that just the audience is gonna be attract to, then I don't think that it should be made. Because I feel like art can be made for like, you can have like one piece that you've been working on for like 10 years, you know what I'm saying, that can change your life or you could do like something where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do like these little pieces every day, but it's not really like, what's the word? Like, it's not really like,
authentic
to you, where it's like, you were just doing something like being a content creator, just trying to, you know, post as much as you can to get exposure, but you ain't really putting your all into it. So I feel like it's a lot of pressure that go into be like an artist. But I don't know. For me, I just feel like time and patience is always just like the best medicine to being like a great artist.
So that's how you balance that expectation people have on you. Because even when you said earlier about if you want to just be an influencer and just do as much as you can, some people are putting their all into that.
Right.
And it can be, that's their all, you know, the money aspect. And that money can be their passion. So it really looks different for everybody. So how do you navigate the expectations for yourself as well as the people that expect things around you?
I think just me just being as dumb as I can. Like, I be really like delusional with stuff. And I just feel like sometimes I just be losing my mind because I don't know, I feel like that's just the best thing to do, because you have no expectations on, oh, is this gonna work or is this not gonna work? Like, I don't know, with my ideas, it's just like, for me, I've seen them work, I've seen them not work, so it could go either way, you know what I'm saying? I feel like just leading with just throwing it in the air and just seeing what happens, that's just the best thing to do. Like Black Truck, like the song that we just played, it took me 15 minutes to make. Well, I got other songs that get no plays and not popular at all. I took 2-3 years to make, you feel me? So it's like time and just patience is just always the best thing to do, and just being delusional and just not having like, oh, I know this is gonna work or I know this is not gonna work. Because what you think is not gonna work could work, and what you think is gonna work could not work.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it sounds like were you always like that, or is that something that just came about that you started to be like, you know what, I have these blind faiths?
No, I wasn't always like that. I was definitely, when I started, I was like, all right, well, how am I gonna get rich? Like, how are people gonna find out my music? Like, I was DMing artists and DMing managers, like trying to get exposure, which is like, that's a part of the hustle, that's a part of the grind. But I feel like authenticity and just working on your craft first and mastering what you believe in, it's like, that's the biggest form of like being a true artist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when I was doing that and I was having like those feelings of being like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, it wasn't like, I wasn't feeling like my true self, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely took me some time to adjust and be like, you know, one of those artists that just don't have expectations on, you know, like what people think and what the audience is gonna adjust to. So that's where I was, and now I changed.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it made me think about how this episode even started. So like Juju, the one who originally started the second episode of this, he said one thing. He was like, an artist said that I know things are hard right now, but it gets better. And he was like, the first thing I need you to do is know that it doesn't get better until you put the time in for yourself. So you kind of surrender to putting that time in you, because nobody's going to save you. You can't expect people to come and have the answers. You got to do it. You got to read, you got to meditate, you got to do the things to make you the better version of yourself. So what's one lesson you learned? It sounded like you kind of surrendered yourself to this idea of like, I need to pour into me first before I put anything else in.
I had this saying for myself, like I made, like when I was a kid, I always say control the crowd and don't let the crowd control you. So where it's like, you know, say you're like performing a song and it's a bunch of people in the audience and their faces turned up, or like, you know, everybody got their arms folded. You shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, react to that. by like just being like, oh, let me just be quiet. And
Right, let me fold my arms down.
Yeah, you
too.
know what I'm saying? Let me be a little shy because nobody's accepting me. No, you should like bring the energy and be, you know what I'm saying, as positive as you can be and like show people love. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, they gonna loosen up. It's kind of like my life lesson on when I moved out here. I was like, you know, I was new. I didn't know a soul. So it's like I had to be out my comfort zone. I had to, you know, create my own audience and control the audience around me and tell people like, hey, I'm Tim, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make music, I just moved out here. Like, I had to be something that I didn't even think I could be, you know? But if I was to have expectations, like, of our conference, like our topic, if I was to have the expectation of just being like, oh yeah, I gotta be like this, or I gotta have this much, I gotta have this amount of money, I wouldn't be nowhere near like where I'm at now because I would have been overthinking everything. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just going straight in and just having faith and trusting God.
Trusting God.
Like, that's just number one. That's the number one lesson.
So what piece of advice would you give somebody that's struggling with that fear of, because a lot of times it can be fear of looking different or being treated differently or being ostracized because of the fact that they're not acting like the crowd. They're not acting like everybody else in the room. What kind of advice would you give somebody that honestly wants to reach out, wants to be their own person, but they're scared of being looked at differently?
I feel like just trust, like the same shit, just trust God and like, you know, always just know that like somebody's gonna attract to it, you know. I feel like there's a crowd for all types of people, especially from like working at my job, you know, working at a music venue. You know, you see all types of people that listen to all different types of music, love all different types of art. There's some people that don't even love art. They don't even like art at all. So you can find some like any crowd, anywhere, just being you authentically and same thing, trusting God, having a vision, your world is gonna come to you. You know what I'm saying? The world that you're building is gonna come to you, you know?
So what did you do specifically? Because you're pretty big. You're pretty known here. You've only been here for a year and a half, and you've really had some motion. You've been in different places, spaces. People are really gravitating towards your light and the music that you produce, and that confidence you have in yourself. How was that built? Like, what ignited in you, or were you always this confident child?
I feel like with my mom and my grandma, they always just like encouraged me to just be creative. They always just complimented me like on things that I would do. You know, they would see me like dancing at a talent show or like, you know, making a song or something, and they'd be like, this is the greatest thing ever, you know. So they was really helping me build my confidence and being like, you know, a young black man, you know, in whether I was in a predominantly white school and I was like too black, or I'm in a predominantly black school and I'm too white. It's like
too black for the white kids, too white for the black.
Exactly. Shout out Earl. Like that was one of the craziest bars I've ever.
That changed my life.
It changed my life for real. And it's like my mom really helped me out with just like being myself and not being afraid to, you know, be a black kid or be like, you know, a black kid that loves art and that wants to express himself, that wants to dance, that wants to sing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people, especially like, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know like black kids like me, or just kids like me, was just so afraid of like looking a certain way or like, you know, being seen a certain way. And I think that, bro, if you know who you are, bro, you know what you believe in, you know what you love, can't nobody tell you anything, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? People can call me any type of stuff, like call me names, talk about how I dress, but the fact of the matter is, I do my own thing. I make my own moves. I create my vision, and people they gravitate towards it, and it shows because of what I believe in, my authenticity. So I feel like everybody can do that, and just having no fear. I feel like fear is like really just like the power of the devil that try to like, you know, whisper in something that you can't do. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's my swag.
That's amazing. Again, blind faith. It seems like that's the main theme of expectations. You can really delete it or defeat it if you have that blind faith in yourself. And you state a lot about knowing yourself. For some people that just wake up and they feel like they don't know themselves, what would you recommend they do in order to get there?
I say like, what's that called? Mantras? Yeah, like
have a mantra for yourself.
Yeah, have a mantra for yourself. Like manifesting. Like I'm great. I know I'm gonna be great. Like I know I'm gonna meet the right people. I know there's a crowd for me somewhere. Like I was doing that when I was moving out here without like even intending to. Like I'm just like, I already know I'm gonna find my crowd. I already know I'm gonna find my scene. Like I already know my music is gonna get like known around here. And I had no plan. Like I ain't know about a their space. I ain't know about a Afro piano. I ain't know about a 1-5. I ain't know anything. I just knew that with my heart and my mind, it's not gonna lead me to anywhere where it's like I'm not supposed to be. And if I am somewhere I'm not supposed to be, I'm probably not gonna be there the next day. I'm probably not gonna be there the next hour.
That's intuition. Yeah. That's absolute intuition. I could say the same thing because coming from Jersey, I didn't have an exact plan, but I knew it's gonna work out for me because I radiate and illuminate good, positivity, well-being. Like my friends, like you scared you're not gonna make friends. I'm like, I'm never scared of making friends because I know I'm a good person and people gonna want to be around me. So it's not even a thing I think about. And I feel like that intuition, even if a place, if I feel like I'm not supposed to be there, I'm gone. I don't gotta find out the next thing that's gonna happen. I'm out. It's over. So I love that you stated that intuition part of it. But your music has been in my head all week. He said, baby girl, you drink too much.
Okay. Like, slow down a little bit. And then be like, shout out to the girls that be drinking and stuff. But I be like, what I'm saying? It's cool to have fun, but I don't know. It's just not my thing to be like having to, babysit and do all that. I'm willing to do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just my preference.
You straight edge, so you don't smoke, you don't drink,
I do smoke, and I'm cutting the smoking, but
that's
like drinking is just like, no thank you.
Yeah, you cutting the smoking because I know you becoming a wrestler, so that's why you cutting it?
I know I gotta cut the smoking because I'm about to be in that ring.
Yo, this guy about to be a wrestler, that's so fire!
What? Stay conditioned, bro. Shout out to WWE, AEW, TNA.
All right, we are now here with the Guilty Pleasure segment with Tim Jules.
Yeah.
We're trying a new flavor we haven't had before. You want me to read it off?
We got the watermelon wonder. When I'm sipping no kombucha, either pink or brown.
This is Synergy GT, so let's see what it's about.
Okay.
Refreshing. Spicy.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna give it a clean. I'm gonna give it a 7.8.
Okay.
7.8 just because it's new. I haven't had this before. I might have a favorite flavor.
Like 2 weeks. And yo, this is first time having kombucha.
Yeah, this is my first time.
This is
a banger.
This one not the best to me. What is the flavor like to you? Is it like watermelon?
Yeah, it's like a fizzy watermelon and like it got like a fizz. Kind of like tastes like some grapes in here too. Like, like a little grape, watermelon, good little fruit vibe.
It says it got cherry juice in it, lime juice, and watermelon juice. That's it.
That might be what it is, that cherry.
That tastes good. Cherry and watermelon that added. It's hitting all right, GT is good.
Yeah, GT.
And a word of alignment on it says, put your heart, mind, and soul into even your smallest acts. This is the secret of success.
Yeah, shout out kombucha.
Shout out kombucha. What you think about kombucha? Would you revisit it? How you feel?
Yeah, I'll definitely revisit it. You know what I'm saying? I'm having like a bougie Sunday. Probably went on like a 3-mile run. Just had a good little hike. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm like having one of them days where it's just like I'm untouchable. You feel me? So I'm gonna just come kombucha.
That's it.
Just cause I'm really feeling like that. I'm really him.
Really him. And this right here literally is like my superpower. I love kombucha. It's like when I drink it, it's like I'm powered up. But that's it for the Guilty Pleasure with Tim. Hey.
Let's go.
So what's your creative process like? Especially like those are two different worlds. Music, art, physicality, and being a wrestler. What is your creative process like and how do you keep them separate?
It just comes with growing up, like being a kid. I always had so many ideas of being like a rock star, a wrestler, a director, a fashion designer. I had all of these ideas that was already brewing at a young age. I was just having to figure out like how I'm gonna balance it or like giving my portions like to a pie. So it's like one time I'll be like from 2021 to 2025, I'm just focusing on making this music and working on my art. 2025 to 2027, I'm probably gonna be just focusing just on the wrestling. 2020, like I piece my stuff out through years and just like the way I just focus it. And it's just from me growing up and what I've been interested in growing up. It's just, I don't know. I put it all together. I mesh it up.
It's not you lock in. Like it sounds like you don't put it together. You separate, give yourself like 5-year plans or 3-year plans of, okay, I'm locking in on art this year. I'm doing a student this year. Would you ever go back to school? Because I know that you said you strictly.
I changed my life almost like every year. Like I love doing different shit.
What is your sign?
Cancer. Yeah, big cancer. Cancer's
July, June?
July. Shout out me, my granddad, and my great granddad. We got the same birthday and shit.
When's your birthday?
July 13th. So it's like 7/13. 7/7/7 is like, you know, all those intuition things.
That's it.
They be telling this one girl told me my big three and shit. She was like a Cancer, Virgo.
Gee, Cancer heavy.
Yeah, big Cancer.
I peeped the emotion in your music, so I was like, Cancer makes sense. Absolutely.
Literally. And then even like, just like, not even just like off the love and emotion thing, but just my passion just off of just being a good artist and just being like a good man and a good leader. I be into like revolutionaries and I watched like Malcolm X and speeches and I was into, you know, Tupac's speeches. I just like to listen to Black revolutionaries because I always wanted to make a change in the world with like however I do things, whether it's being a wrestler, whether it's being a director, whether it's being a motherfucking goddamn Foot Locker worker. Like I want to make a change with just something that I'm doing, you know?
Right. So, you want to impact people.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. So what's next for you? What can we expect from your music and your journey moving forward?
Man, just staying Stowe. Like everything's Stowe. Soon to take
Tell us what Stowe is.
Yeah, Stowe is soon to take over world. We on 10 years right now, February 1st, 2015. 10 years, you know, and it's just soon to take over world. And that's not even just like, oh, we like taking over, like that's in like everybody else is below us. It's like everybody got his own world. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You believe in your world. It's like people like Black Lives Matter. It's like, no, no one's saying that white lives don't matter.
Right.
I'm just saying I take pride in this right here.
It's my life, right?
That's it.
And it's like, you know, when people like, oh yeah, like this is your world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like people to be like, yeah, this is my world. Like, I'm in my own world.
Be confident.
Be confident in your world. Have trust in your world. And
it's not conceited at all to be confident. Yeah.
So soon to take over. And that's not even just like for us right now, but it's like for the future, it's for the past. It's just everything changes. And, you know, my next like ideas is just to work with the youth and like help the youth, you know, just build stuff for the future, whether it's like wanting to be like a gamer, wanting to be like a streamer, want to work into, you know, whatever the kids be like coding. And I just like to be somebody where I would have wanted to be around, you know, when I was a kid and shit. Like, I remember when I was like wanting to be a pro wrestler. I didn't know nobody that was like cool like me or like that was into the stuff.
Have that interest, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be your own role model.
Yeah. Shout out Cassinet, bro, because he like one of those kids that be doing that. And,
yes.
Like all those, even like Speed and all the kids that just be like fully expressing themselves unapologetically and like giving kids, you know, hope that they can be themselves and not have to conform into being like, you know, some lame burger. You can be yourself and not be super famous, but also just, you know, have confidence. Swag out.
Okay.
Yeah, shut up.
So what do you want to do for kids moving forward? Like, what is your main goal if the youth is where we're going?
Yeah, I definitely want to like work on like kids starting pro wrestling because I wanted to have like a company where it's like I used to be a gymnastics coach.
What?
Yeah, so that was like my that's like where my idea started with working with kids, but I was working with kids every day for for months. And my mom owns a dance school in Detroit, so it's like being around like the youth and helping like the next generation has been in my life since a kid. And yeah, having kids is like introduced to pro wrestling and having them introduced to music. I want to own like an all black young man's gymnastics team because it's like you don't see black gymnasts that much, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like any other race, but I feel like I've seen this Twitter meme where it's like the Hood Olympics and it was like these like black kids hitting like,
and they put like their cards in and all that. I was like, it's here, but they just don't have the space.
I know they got the capacity, they have like the mental ability and like the physical ability to
the opportunity just isn't there.
And the opportunity just in there. So I want to be like the person to give like, you know, opportunities to all kids and that like, you know what I'm saying, that I see like what the rich parents spend, you know what I'm saying? I see the hours that they spend.
Absolutely.
So I just want to be a part of that and just, you know, build a better world for my people.
That's why Arizona's actually awesome because it's like you see so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like you from back a little far back. Midwest. I'm from the East. So it's just like you see the difference in like lack thereof. And then you come here and it's like, wow, everything's in abundance. Everything, like the amount of opportunities, like I see so much and I'm learning what I'm going to put into my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I didn't get this as a kid. So how can I bring this to adults now? Like even my pDubs Unlimited Center, it's like, I want to add fundamentals as far as like financial literacy. Cause I come from East where I had to teach my siblings all of those things. Right. I had to teach myself credit and all of that. Financial literacy, nutrition, not eating out of plastic. Cause these things is killing us. Mm-hmm. Learn how to buy a car. All this other stuff that we're knowing now when we're supposed to notice. Yeah. So all this stuff, or meditation, mindfulness, all these things I want to have in my center because we're in our 20-somethings learning it now. We don't have time to because we're working 40 hours a week. That 2 hours you get home, you trying to chill, decompress.
That mindfulness is something that's really like, that's a good point because emotional intelligence is another thing that I'm like, really,
it's not taught.
Yeah, it's like what raising my kids or even like, I don't got no kids right now.
I was like, hold on.
Dude, when I do have kids, I know that would have been a crazy little nah, no kids, but when I do have kids, I definitely want to teach them emotional intelligence. And just, you know, helping people with just mindfulness and like, you know, being polite. Cause I feel like in our world, like in our society, negativity sells and like negativity is
toxic. Negativity.
Toxic. Masculinity is like all that is pushed. And even like, I mean, like, I don't know too much about like femininity and stuff like, but like, I know it's like toxicity in both genders and I mean, all genders. But, you know, I just feel like all of us just having emotional intelligence and knowing that there's people that's different from us, knowing that people not going to agree with us. It's like, that's that part, you know?
And that's the thing that where it comes from. Cause expectations is on like having that grace to know that everyone is not going to agree with you or the expectation of like, people coming from a different walk of life, and sometimes the toxic world pushes us to, the toxic media pushes us to say, if somebody isn't meeting our standard now, drop them. When it's really like, you're going to meet that person again in a different body, you're going to deal with it again until you finally learn how to navigate it. Because that's really the expectation we have for ourselves of being this toxic narrative of just saying like, if somebody doesn't benefit us, you drop them. When you really just got to learn to understand people.
Fuck the shade room.
You said fuck the shade room?
Yeah.
I don't even follow the shade room.
I mean, but it be stuff like that though. I mean, like the quotes that be like, like 2025, I'm cutting everybody off. It's like, yo, that's not getting us any progress. Like, you know, I saw that all like
2024.
I'm seeing people like, oh, I'm cutting everybody off. Nobody hit my phone. Bro, you outside at the party the next week. Right. Looking for people to talk.
Exactly. You lonely now.
I love everybody. Why am I so lonely? We can't live in a society where everybody's just cooped up alone because there ain't going to be no progress. Ain't nobody going to learn from other cultures. And it can get deep, bro. I know I probably could be overthinking, but I think that it could get like dystopian if people really have that mindset.
Absolutely.
If it's not already there. You know what I mean?
I believe so. It's just like, in this day, it's just quote I heard. It was like, we would rather be leaders of nothing than lead together. Wow. Because a lot of times, like, we could literally collaborate together, connect together, make a big thing. But a lot of times, you rather lead nothing, literally have zero. Oh, I did that myself. Right. When you could have had this huge island with 1 million other people that you just had to work together with. It is crazy, this individualistic mindset. Yeah. But I love that you're here and you're making that difference. Because even Stowe, how did that come about?
So wrestling, like being a kid, I wanted it to be like a wrestling program, which it still will be. Like I started off as a wrestling program, soon to take over wrestling. And then like around 2015, 2014, I was really inspired by Ye's like Yeezy season 1. Pharrell, Tyler the Creator, A$AP Rocky. I was really all into that. And I was like, you know, I want to make music too, so I should make a brand with the music. And I had to stow ideas just in my head. And I'm like, let's just do world. You know what I'm saying? And it became this where it's like 10 years later, I'm walking down the street, you hear somebody scream "Stowe."
Yeah.
Like, this is off of my idea where it's like, I didn't do the individualism where it's like, oh, this is my idea. It's just mine and nobody going, you know what I'm saying? I bring people a part of it.
And you stow. Yeah.
Exactly. People are a part of it. People can, you know what I'm saying, do the little hand motions or they just chant the "Stowe," you know? And it's like, it's just us. The world.
It's not meant for you. It's meant for everybody.
It's not even, right. I don't even say that I'm the founder sometimes. I just I just came up with the idea and it's like being cool. You know what I'm saying? Who's the owner of cool?
Nobody.
Who's the owner of swag and stuff. Maybe Soulja Boy's the owner of swag.
Yeah.
But like, who's the owner of being cool? Who's the owner of being happy? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause being Stowe is just like...
People get hung up on that power. That power, feeling like it's not even real power.
Exactly.
Because like, even if you're thinking like Richard Branson, because with Stowe, it can turn into something else. Somebody else could run it years down the line. But Richard Branson, he made Virgin Mobile, Virgin Unlimited. It's so many Virgin things that it's his name. He made it, but you would not know that other people. He's just selling the licensing.
Right.
Everybody around the world got his same font, same word, Virgin music, Virgin all that, and that's his. But you think it's under him, but it's just his licensing, and it could literally be the same for you. So it's like, you take it for what it is in the moment and just, it's okay to move on. I feel like we hold on to things so tightly that we don't let it blossom. Yeah, for sure. That's a very amazing point where it's like, you don't want to like let go of it or like give it away because you feel like it won't be yours anymore. And I feel like you gotta have that trust of just being like, here, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have this idea that because it's not truly ours. Ever. Nothing is, idea. So it can't really be mine. Because somebody could have had this idea, you know, and it's really cool, man. Absolutely. I think the theme today was, it's excitation, but like, we went over faith, intuition, surrendering, being the most important thing. And I think this conversation was really dope. You know, I really appreciate you sharing your perspective, not just on your music, but your life, control, and just letting things flow. But like, before we wrap up, is there anything you want to leave the listeners with? Maybe a final thought on creativity, life, or just something that's been on your mind lately? Praise be to Allah. Ramadan's coming up. I don't know, is it gonna drop March? Okay, so it's gonna be Ramadan right now. So happy Ramadan to all the Muslims out there. Stay close to God, give back to charity, show love to your neighbor, and stay strong. Like, more art coming, however it is, whether it be performance art, music, wrestling, is something that I'm gonna be creating to give to the people. Thank you so much. Yeah, pDubs. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, your artistry with us, and gracing us with your presence. Because Tim is on the come up, y'all. Yes. Listen. Yeah, check me out. But thank you for the platform. I appreciate it. And say your at name and everything. Tim Jules, TIMJEWLS, Stowe, STTOW. Much love. I appreciate it. Gang. Slap. Thank you all for joining me today. To the lives we lead, to the moments we make, to the dreams we wish, and to the fucked up shit we can't erase. Cheers to us. Catch pDubs next time on Accepted Addictions. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and I'll see you all next week.
Welcome to Accepted Addictions with pDubs. Get ready to immerse yourself in a podcast that's open to people of all stripes and persuasions. Accepted Addictions is not just a podcast, it's a movement. We go over societal norms that are considered acceptable, but are often toxic to our growth, development, and even behavior. This is a platform where we explore the multifaceted identities within ourselves, recognizing that some versions have it all figured out, while others lean into that negativity. This is Accepted Addictions, where every version of you, every evolution of you, is not just embraced, but celebrated. So sit back, open your ears, grab a drink. You know I'll be sipping on my kombucha and prepare for an engaging journey.
Why everything that's supposed to be bad make me feel so good? Everything they told me not to do is exactly what I would. Man, I tried to stop, man. I tried the best I could, but what your addiction is? Accepted Addictions with pDubs.